exhale.
For our very first cruise, we head to Key West and Nassau, Bahamas on a Celebrity Silhouette. We watched a bunch of YouTube videos before our trip, and every video was right on spot. Boarding the Celebrity ship was super easy and very clean. It took us about 20 minutes from the time we reached the terminal to actually step foot on the boat. The staff was super organized and friendly, which helped make the process go even smoother. There was someone to meet and greet you around every corner, tell you exactly where to go.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, your boarding pass for your master station, please.
Yes. So we have been directed to go to our muster station. Muster stations are your emergency evacuation station. In case of an emergency, this is the place that you will go to board your emergency ship. Every passenger on board must complete the muster training, and although you still have to go to the physical place, Celebrity make it easy for you because you can do most of the training online before you board. Okay, so we are here and we are trying to figure out our way around the ship to get to our room so that we can drop our bags off. We are on floor 8. We just got done with our muster station, and here we go. All right, so our room is stateroom 8131, and so yeah, y'all follow the.
So it'll be 131.
31, yeah. Looks like they're doing our room right now. This would be 32. Did we miss 31?
No, these are literally all even.
Okay. So yeah, this ship was divided into two sides, an even side and an odd side. So we got a little lost, but it's alright. Okay, so we have found where we're supposed to be, and we are this way. 31.
Which one does?
Stevens around that side.
All right, so this is us, and just gonna go in and drop our bags off. So on Celebrity, the rooms aren't ready until about 1:30. We boarded the ship about 11:30, but we were able to go in, drop our bags off, pick up our room key so that we can explore the ship freely. We're gonna head down to guest relations. Kimberly would like to see if she can get a lanyard for her card.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And so, side note, that lanyard was needed because Kim dropped her card, which we later found on the ground in Nassau, Bahamas. If you're ever on this cruise, get the lanyard. It'll save you from losing your card. Unfortunately for us, guest services was not the spot to get the lanyard, and we never found the spot to get the lanyard. So yeah, but what we did find was food galore. You're gonna give me a pizza. We headed to the main grill, which was set up like a buffet style, where we got our first drink and meal. There was so much food that making a decision on what to eat was our only problem at the moment. And over here we kind of got like salads, garlic hummus, cupcakes, cakes, and pies. Oh my. Yeah. So we have Indian Delight. There's so much food in here, I'm like overwhelmed. I'm gonna show you on my plate. I didn't even know what to do, honestly.
I went to the Indian, so I'm doing Indian cuisine right now. I got some vegetable biryani and some eggplant masala and some chicken kati. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're about to get into it and see what it tastes like.
And because there were so many choices, we indulged in multiple plates. And I must say, everything was delicious. Pizza, chicken, and pina colada. Now that we were nice and full, it's time to explore the ship.
Thank you for your attention and welcome aboard.
This ship has 15 floors, and we started at the very top. We are just going to explore the ship a little bit. And I believe this is the lawn club up here. So this is where they play movies. Got a specialty grill. And look, real grass. After this beautiful discovery, we decided it was time for another drink. So we headed back downstairs to floor 14 to the master bar for round 2. For this cruise, we decided to get the premium drink package, which is stated on our card, which allows us to get any classic drink and any premium drink under $17. We decided to go with the pina colada. That looked nothing like the first pina colada, and I decided to go with the pop fizz. Although we had just came from 20-degree weather in Ohio, Florida was feeling kinda hot. So we found ourselves a spot in the shade to people watch. And after we finished our second drink, we headed to get our third drink before it was time for us to head back to our room.
Here we go, baby.
We're at 31. Our room. Alright, so I'm gonna give you a quick tour. So by the time you head back to your room at 1:30, your room is supposed to be fully equipped and cleaned. We're gonna start over here. This is the bathroom. Okay. Bathroom. Not too shabby. Oh. So it got a little cliff thing. You gotta watch there, watch toes. Okay. Shower. And it comes with shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel. Yeah. Toilet. Alright. Alright. Nice full size mirror. We have the closet here. Nice little size closet, especially for a 3-day weekend. We got one robe. One of us would be nice and warm and cozy. Alright, on the side here, we got a side desk by the bed, lamp. I'm gonna have to test this bed out, see how it really feels a little later. Same thing on this side, phone. And then we got a couch that I believe if you had a third party would stretch out into a bed. They just move this little thing right here. And got a counter, TV up there. It swivels a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to watch TV from the bed if we choose to. A drink that we had for later on sent to the room. We got some drawers. Oh, look in here, complimentary umbrella. Drawers. Oh, a little bag, you know. Okay.
Oh, only one robe?
Yeah, that's what I said. Only one robe. They got pretty much the itinerary for each day for the ship. Yep. Oh, look here. So.
Oh, that's how we live in a big.
So we had chose the dining anytime selection, and so we get to pick what time we want to go dine. Unfortunately, it was a little late today, so we are going to dine about 8:30 tonight. Safe before you keep your things in. And not sure what this is. Looks like a refrigerator. Oh, fridge. No, I have to double check to see if these things are
not included.
Okay, so these are not included. Good thing I got us a bottle of wine, but we do got the all-inclusive drink package. So we've been drinking since we got onto the boat. We got us some water, not included. But again, that all you can drink package come in handy for any water that you need. I can get premium water, or I can get the basic water. All right, and then we have our deck. Let's step outside. It is very hot right now in Fort Lauderdale. Hopefully the evening skies will be a lot better to us, but it's not too bad out here. As you can see, it has 2 chairs and a nice little table. So yeah, not too bad. It's a lot deeper than I thought it would be, so it's spacious. It may not look like it's spacious, but it's pretty spacious. Yeah, pretty much that is the room tour. We are in Suite 8131. I believe it's called a Verde with a balcony. A stateroom. We got our clothes changed. We started out with drinks. I'll be honest, I could take a good nap right about now, but adventure time.
Round 4. You don't have to worry about it.
It's a little hot tub on both. This is the indoor pool area, so there's 2 pool areas. Hot tub on both sides. So what we noticed on this ship is that we were missing floor 13. The pool area is actually on floor 12, one floor below the mast bar. This is where sail away was supposed to take place, and as you can see, the party is just turning up. And although we love a good party, we decided to find us a comfortable chair, a good window, and just relax. Celebrity was just our speed, a more adult-oriented cruise line, with most guests appearing to be 30 or over. While children were certainly welcome, we didn't find many young families. Okay, y'all, so we have finally started to move. I don't know. I'm about to find out how this movement feels. The last time we was on a boat, we both got seasick. And we also learned our lesson. So this time, we took some Dramamine before we boarded. We finished watching Sail Away from our room, and after all those drinks, I think it started to get to us. But we had the perfect solution for that. Another round, and a baby now to get round 5 with drinks. We laid around for a couple hours, then decided to get up and explore the ship a little more before it was time for us to head to dinner. So this is a butternut squash soup, and it is delicious. Okay, so we just got back from dinner, and our whole bed is made up. We actually, it was left quite messy.
Very messy.
And so, yeah, they do clean your room twice a day. To the 8th drink.
She is nice and cute. Glass of wine. Pinot Grigio with some chocolate covered strawberries. Chocolate covered dirt.
Chocolate covered dirt.
It has so fresh, as you would say.
We went to go get our food. Came back, there was another one of these on the counter. Although we've been together 19 years, this trip was to help celebrate our 3rd wedding anniversary. So we enjoyed our anniversary cake with some wine. Yeah. And that wraps up our first day. Join us in the morning as we explore what celebrity has to offer for breakfast, and then the island of Key West. This morning started out with a beautiful view of Key West from our vista. Then we headed down to get coffee and breakfast. We started out at Cafe El Baccio, got us some caramel lattes. Then we headed over to the main food hall. Of course, where there was abundance of food, never short of food there, which was one of the things that I really appreciated about celebrity cruises. Whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner, there was always multiple options to choose from, and it tastes good. Upon serving ourselves up some breakfast, we proceeded to head back to our room where we had breakfast on the deck. And we were even delighted to see some dolphins playing in the morning sun. And once breakfast was finished, it was time to stroll the streets of Key West. This would be our first time going through the process of exiting the boat, and it went pretty smooth. Time to get off the ship. This is Key West. Mr. Lover, baby, Shaba. Getting off at Key West, the weather was great, and the town was what we expected. Very touristy. There was plenty shops for you to spend your money. And although we tried not to get caught, we got caught. Our first stop was a souvenir shop where I acquired some sunglasses and, of course, our sticker. Then the next stop was an herbal shop where we got this THC drink to give us an extra boost in our day.
It's good. That's good. This will turn a cocktail out. Like, this is really good. We about to fill it though in a minute.
And we continued to explore Key West the way we thought would be best, and that was by walking. As we continued to stroll the streets of tourism in Key West, we stumbled upon this sculpture garden that showcases some early settlers, people who accomplished some remarkable feats to help propel the future generation. Some of these people actually were black men, which was inspiring to learn about. Like Sandy Cornage, who was a slave who bought him and his wife's freedom. And like usual, the slave market in New Orleans tried to make him a slave again. So he disfigured himself to make himself unusable, ultimately maintaining his freedom. And he became a farmer where he fed hundreds of people. But one of the most interesting things for me of Key West were the roosters. Maybe it was the THC drink, but they gave me life. Yeah, that part. But now it was time for us to head back to the boat to see if getting back on was as easy as getting off. And it was. All we needed was our passports, and there were some restrictions that we couldn't get back on with food or drinks. So, got back to the room. Of course, bed was made and everything, room cleaned. And also have this laying on the bed. And so, they give you the free charm for the necklace, complimentary jewelry tracker, so that you can come to one of these events and buy the charms to go in them. The problem is, they don't tell you how much the charms are. I'm sure they're not a small price.
Stay tuned. Y'all gonna find out, though. We gonna let y'all know.
We'll let you know. But now, it was time for lunch. We headed up to the main deck, got us a seat, some drinks, and just relaxed. And I actually found this non-alcoholic drink called the Honey Trap that had me in a chokehold for the rest of the cruise. I believe Kim got herself a pina colada. And yes, if you notice, we were drinking a lot. Whether as non-alcoholic or alcoholic, we put that premium drink package to use. And of course, I was completely undecided about what to have for lunch, so my plate had a little bit of everything. Kim, on the other hand, had a more clear-cut plate. She went with the classic turkey sandwich. And now that we had our bellies full, we just laid around a little bit, and then it was time for, guess what? You got it, another drink. So we headed over to Crab Socials, got one of their popular drinks called the Blush Up, and let's just say it wasn't to our liking. We've had better, but we did manage to finish those up. We ultimately grabbed us another drink so that we can head to the room, chill out, and watch Sail Away until it was time to get dressed and see what the evening had to bring. At this point, it was traditional for us to start each event with a new drink. So we went to one of their finest bars to see what they had to offer. Kim went with the mixed berry Johnny Walker, and I ended up getting American Pie Bourbon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, remember when we said we would update you on the complimentary jewelry? Well, we went down to see what they offered, and it turns out even the jewelry pieces were complimentary. So complimentary was complimentary, no strings attached. They actually gave you a charm for each day that you were on the ship. Now, once we left the jewelry event, we headed to the pool to see what it looked like, and it was completely clear, nobody around. We were loving it, so we decided to grab us a seat and chill out for a while. Now, maybe it was because it was prime dinner time that no one else was around, and our dinner was a little later, but either way, we decided to just take it all in. The moon was popping, and the water was glistening. So since we had it all to ourselves, we decided to go ahead and hop in a jacuzzi.
You gotta figure out how to make it. First time I look at my little forehead. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we just came back from the jacuzzi and the pool area, and our room is made up again. Like I said, they will clean your room twice a day. Once in the morning around 11, and then another one around dinner time. And tonight, it looks like we got chocolates. So it was time for us to head to dinner, and as you can see, the parties have started. Our dinner was around 8 p.m., and we decided to do dinner in the main dining hall for the first 2 nights and do a specialty dinner our last night. And you'll be able to see how that went tomorrow. We really enjoy eating at the main dining. I started out with this cold pear soup, which was delicious. And Kim had like a pomegranate salad. For the main course, I ended up going with the duck, and Kim got the steak again. After dinner, we headed down to the Martini Bar, where we had plans to attend the silent party. Now, if you never attended a silent party, it's pretty much everyone got their headphones on and listening to 3 different DJs with 3 different channels. So at any given moment, everyone could be listening to a different DJ. And so we got a little greedy this morning and ended up going down to get our own breakfast. And forgot that we ordered continental breakfast to come to the room. But this is the spread out of the continental breakfast. Pretty good. I just got some fruit. They gave me this big plate full. Some pineapples. I'm just gonna transfer everything over. And then some coffee and a muffin. This is Kim's continental breakfast. She got us some muffins, some cereal there. Day 2. We'll be on 3.
Day 3.
When we arrived in Nassau, Bahamas, we realized that there were a lot more ships in port here than there were in Key West. We headed down to head into the main city. Walking down port was a long walk, but there were a lot more attractions. Our first mission was to head to the Queen's Staircase that was supposedly built by slaves. The walk to the Queen's Staircase was pretty nice. There wasn't nothing grand about it. It just felt like a hometown. We walked past the Supreme Court. We walked past a church, a historical church. Walked through a couple neighborhoods. And then we found ourselves at the Queen's Staircase. The staircase itself is considered to be a tourist area due to its history alone. It was carved out by enslaved Africans in the 18th century from soil limestone. It had 66 steps and was later named in honor of Queen Victoria, who abolished slavery in the British Empire. After we finished exploring the Queen's Staircase, we decided to head to the beach to see what they had to offer. On the way there, we found ourselves in an area full of stores, restaurants, and even a straw market. The straw market was more of like an everything market, where there were people there just trying to sell whatever they made or had. What's the straw market?
Thank you. Yes.
Now, I will suggest, when entering the straw market, having your strong no game on, knowing what you want to buy, or at least knowing what you want to spend. You got?
When you come to these spots, you have to be willing to help out the locals. I wasn't about nothing. The only reason why I did is because I was supporting the babies that made the turtles. Other than that, it's all good. It's a donation to the babies. I'm not spending no more money though. I'm good.
We continued down to Junkanoo Beach. This was one of Nassau's popular beaches because it was free and closest to the cruise ship port. You can book an excursion to some of the other beaches on the island that may be a lot more beautiful, less popular, less crowded, but it will cost you. Getting to know us, you'll know that we're not big on crowds, so Junkanoo Beach wasn't really our style. But we briefly enjoyed watching everyone else enjoy their time there. And then we headed to get a pineapple drink. Oh yeah. We headed over to one of the local stands and got us a virgin pineapple daiquiri and a pineapple. And it was loaded and delicious. After getting a short fill for Junkanoo Beach, we made our way back to the ship. But we had one more stop to make, and that was the Bamboo Shack to get us some conch fritters.
Oh, they hot.
Conch fritters.
The flavor is good, boy.
It's a lot.
There is absolutely no doubt.
Once we were back on the ship, we of course got us another drink and prepared ourselves for an evening of relaxation. We headed up to the pool deck where they were having some evening activities, found ourselves a seat, and just people watched for a moment. Sometimes the best moments on vacation or an adventure is doing nothing at all. We lingered here for a while, then headed back to our room for sail away, where we were met by a pleasant surprise. Disney cruise ship that was ported beside us had one of the coolest sell-offs that I may ever hear. Made me feel like a kid again. And one day, if I'm not opposed to cruising with toddlers, I might just board that ship. But right now, we had reservations at one of Celebrity's specialty restaurants, the Tuscan Grill. This restaurant was supposed to be top notch, and we were ready to put that to the test. It was beautiful. The seating arrangement had wide open windows, so no matter where you sat in the restaurant, you can see out them. It was perfect for sunset. But to be honest, besides that, the food was mediocre to us. We preferred the main dining food over the Tuscan Grill. Thank you. I ended up going with a chicken, like a herbal chicken dish. And of course, Kim got the steak. On top of it being our anniversary weekend, this was also Super Bowl weekend. So our next agenda was to watch halftime to see Kendrick Lamar perform. And what I'm going to tell you is that this crowd was no Kendrick Lamar fans. So it was quite quiet during his performance. But there was one fan in the crowd who made sure the turn up was real. The next morning was a beautiful port back into Fort Lauderdale, but the feeling of not wanting it to end hit hard. Time to get off. At least exiting the ship was easy, no hassle, just like getting on. And just like any other adventure, the takeaway was the same. It was amazing, and we must do it again. But for now, this adventure has come to an end. Thank you for following the journey. And as always, don't forget to get out and have an adventure of your own to explore and excel. And if you can, press that like button. And if you love these videos, subscribe for our future content. Thank you, and see you next time.